Good evening and welcome to Sundays with Neelu. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for all your story responses. My prayers and best wishes to everyone. Coming to this week's story. This week's story's title is A Qualified Man. So once there was a temple being built by a rich man, and he built the temple and he wanted someone to administrate everything in the temple. He needed an administrator. So he started looking for a person, a qualified person. So he put up an advertisement, and many people started coming in, and they applied for this job because it was the income was lucrative, and everybody thought they would really make a lot of money in the temple, and it was a huge temple. So the rich man would see everyone and he would reject. So time went by and many people started laughing at him. They thought this man actually doesn't want anyone. He wants to administrate the whole temple himself. That's why he just is just doing he's just putting up an act of hiring someone. So this went on for some time, and one fine day, the owner of the temple, yeah, the rich man, he climbed up the roof of the temple and he was sitting and observing everyone, yeah, who was coming by and who was coming into the temple and going. So as he watched, there was one man who was in tattered clothes, and he was just walking into the temple, and he went in and he came out, and the rich man jumped right there, and he went and he met him and he said, would you like to be the administrator for this temple? Would you take the responsibility of taking care of this temple? So the poor guy was like, who really had hardly any money to live, immediately said, sir, I think I'm not qualified for this post. So he said, no, no, I want a qualified person and you are qualified. So the man gets confused. He says, but how am I qualified? I didn't do anything. I just came to the temple and I'm coming out, and you have hired me. You want me to do this job. So the rich man says, I have seen you walking into the temple. I was observing everyone who was walking into the temple, and you came in and you stumbled upon a brick there, and you saw the brick and you thought, this would hurt others. So you removed that brick and took a shovel, from the garden, and you put the brick inside. You just cemented it and put the brick inside the floor, and you just then walked into the temple and came by. So this nature of yours to take responsibility not only for your own self but for others had made me realize that you're the right person for this job. So there ends the story. So when many times, we don't understand, many people are very qualified and they don't get certain jobs, and we wonder, I'm so qualified, but why did I get that job? Or an actor might think that I have done so well, I have done so many shows, I'm so qualified, but still I didn't get this particular role. Yeah, why? So many times we don't understand the basics, we don't understand the passion. To be a human being, just to be natural, just to be yourself is very difficult. You have to be simple is difficult. So while I was reading this story, I just remembered that, the name of qualification, the word qualification rang a bell. When I went for an interview, actually I was doing French, and at that time from Alliance Francaise Mumbai, and at that time one of my friends said that he had an interview, and he was like well qualified, and he wanted to go for an interview for an exchange program, student exchange program out of the country. So he said, why don't you accompany me? We both will go together. I will get bored going alone. I said, okay, I'll come with you. I was very enthusiastic. When I first came to Bombay, I opened up my eyes and was very enthusiastic. So I went and went along with him, and I sat down. His interview happened, and then he came out and he said, why don't you also try? I said, me? I have no plans of, giving this interview. He said, but why don't you try? I said, okay, if they give me a chance, I'll go. So they said, okay, come over. So I went there, and there were two people who interviewed me, one from abroad and, not from India, another person from India. And they both just chatted with me. They said, why do you want to go out of the country? I said, I so want to see everything, I want to learn. I want to learn and come back and utilize all my learnings, share all my learnings with the people of my country. So this went on for half an hour, and then I went home and all. And next day I got a call that I was selected for this. So I spoke to my friend and I said, I did think I was qualified, but How was I selected? It really made me happy. He also didn't have any clue at that time. But later, I understood that passion, to that particular interview needed passion for a person who needs to be passionate and responsible and want to do something for his or her own country, yeah, or do something that is unique. So that is what maybe, attracted them to hire me for that particular exchange program, yeah, take me for that exchange program. So then rest is history. I went to Istanbul, I lived a lifetime, and I came back. So but these are the moments, which I always feel that it is very, very difficult to be simple. It is very difficult to uh, speak your truth or be yourself. Yeah. So, what do you feel about this story? Please let me know in the comment section. I will respond to all the comments related to this story. Did you ever miss an interview, or did you, were you not qualified enough for an interview, or were you overqualified? And why didn't you get a job, or why didn't you, get a particular go through a particular interview in a college? You let me know in the comments section. I'll see you again with another new story only on Sundays with Neelu next week. Till then, bye.